đẹp ước mơ niềm vui với đời. Chúc em một trái tim tháng năm ngất ngây ngàn yêu thương, tháng năm ngất ngây ngàn yêu thương. Chúc em, chúc những ngọt ngào với những nụ cười lớn lên. Chúc em đẹp ước mơ niềm vui với đời. Chúc em đẹp ước mơ niềm vui với đời.
Cho em thêm tuổi mới, ngồi bên nhau ta nhớ từng ngày qua trong không gian nhỏ. Ngồi bên nhau mưa vẫn bay về đẹp. Sinh nhật hồng cho em thêm tuổi mới, môi nở nụ cười hiền hòa theo tháng năm. Trang giấy mềm ghi đậm nét bút xanh. Trong giấc mơ đẹp và yêu thương bên vòng tay bạn bè. Trong giấc mơ đẹp và yêu.
Hạt mực tím lấp lánh trang vở trắng, bạn bè hơi nâng ngó tay cầm bút, cho tiếng yêu thương vang mãi trong tim. Đời mực tím thắp sáng trong niềm nhớ, một ngọn nến ấm áp thêm tuổi mới. Cây nến tình yêu, hạt mực tím lấp lánh trang vở trắng, bạn bè hơi nâng ngó, một ngọn nến ấm áp thêm tuổi mới. Chúc mừng sinh nhật, chúc mừng sinh nhật, lòng bao yêu thương tuổi mong mơ, lòng bao yêu thương thời mực tim. Chúc mừng. Thời mực tim thắp sáng trong niềm nhớ, sáng trong lòng nhau. Chúc mừng sinh nhật, lòng bao yêu thương.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everyone doing tonight? Good? TGIF, right? My name is Big Chum, and I have the honor to MC tonight's program. On behalf of our host, Mrs. Jackie BØNG-WRIGHT and Mr. Lacey Wright, we would like to welcome all of you to Jackie's birthday celebration. And personally, I've got to say that I feel privileged to be a part of this wonderful event, because not only will we celebrate Jackie's birthday tonight, we'll celebrate her life. And by the way, the program will be conducted in English as courtesy to our American friends. Yes, so we'll get to hear from close friends and families of Jackie and Lacey to come up and wish her happy birthday, but also to reminisce about old times and pay tribute to her many remarkable life achievements, because she is indeed a remarkable woman. And I made this announcement earlier, I would like to repeat it. There is open bar in the back corner of the restaurant where liquor, wine, water bottles are served upon request. Open bar courtesy of our host. so no purchase necessary. Please enjoy yourselves. Sit back, relax. We have a very fun, very exciting program for you. The wine will be flowing. Music is in the air. Delicious food from Grand Garden Restaurant. And there'll be plenty of singing and dancing. We have a number of musical talents in the house tonight. And we'll ask you to put on your dance shoes later on. Okay, right now I would like to take just a few minutes to introduce the star of tonight's program. She has dedicated her entire life to public social services and community, as well as charity and volunteer work. As a refugee who came over from Vietnam in 1975, she understood the struggles, as she herself has had her fair share of heartache and challenges in life, yet she still managed to find ways to help others. In 1979, she founded an organization by the name of Indo-Chinese Refugee Social Services to help resettle refugees from Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnamese both people by providing a variety of services, by helping to find them jobs. And she didn't stop there. In the late 90s, she sought to empower the Vietnamese American community by founding another organization by the name of Vietnamese American Voter Association in order to register Vietnamese Americans to vote. And she would organize candidates forum to inform, to educate voters so that they can go to the ballot box as an informed voter. It's fair to say that throughout the years, she has taken on many roles with grace and dignity. That of a teacher, director of cultural programs, counselor, civic and social leader, feminist activist, political activist. She's an advocate for human trafficking victims, media correspondent. She's done TV and radio work. She hosts a political talk shows for her community. And that's just to count a few among many others. But above all, she is a loving wife, mother, and grandmother. Her motto in life: success is not how fast or how high you reach the top, but how fast and how high you bounce back after you reach the bottom. Needless to say, Jackie has bounced back many times over the years, and each time she bounced back even higher than where she was before. Please put your hands together for Mrs. Jackie BôNG-WRIGHT, our birthday girl for tonight.
Thank you so much, Bitram. It was a surprise that you told our friends about all that. Maybe you searched on the web about me.
Yes, I did.
I didn't know that you were you did your homework. Thank you so much. To my old friends present here tonight, the objective of our gathering tonight is to thank you with the warmth from my bottom of the heart, because all of you old friends and new friends, you have welcomed Lacey and me into your house and opened up your heart and let us in. The only objective for tonight is to thank you and to show gratitude to all of you. The reason why we moved here is because we have family members and many good friends, and we cannot ask for more than what we have here in California. It's a land of the sun with warm atmosphere, colorful flowers, and scenery, green scenery all around the year without snow, as we've been living in Washington area. And we have a very peaceful environment right here, right now. So we are very grateful, and we would like to thank you, especially me. I would like to have some friends, all friends, to come up and tell good memories of our childhood, and also souvenirs of new friends. Please, Bicham, can you call upon your friends?
You know, Jackie, there's a saying, lucky are those who have a friendship that starts in childhood and lasts throughout their lifetime. And I think you are indeed very lucky. Now, in Vietnam, you went to a French high school, a convent school for girls by the name of Couvent des Oiseaux. And by coincidence, I happened to attend the same school in my early years. So we are both alumni of Couvent des Oiseaux. So with us here tonight are 3 of your childhood classmates, and I would like to invite them up for remarks. I would like to invite Miss Tâm Thương. I would like to invite Miss Catherine Sum from Canada. I would like to invite Miss Modest Kim, who just flown in this morning from San Francisco. So these ladies came from afar because they wanted to be here tonight in person with Jackie.
First, I would like to have a few words. Dear distinguished guests, on behalf of my beloved friends from the high school, Le Couvent des Oiseaux, I would like to have a few words sharing with the distinguished guests of Mr. Lacy Wright and Jackie on this special birthday. Moving from the elementary school, Marie Curie in Saigon, Jackie went up to the high school in Dalat named Couvent des Oiseaux. The school was founded by the religious French nuns from Paris and supported by the Sa Majesté the Queen Nam Phương, who was a former student at this school. We have a beautiful time in Dalat, and upon the request of Sa Majesté Nam Phương, the French nuns from Paris came to Vietnam and built the beautiful site of the school in Dalat, central of Vietnam, with the great help of Sa Majesté, our Queen Nam Phương. Jackie was one of our friends for a long, long time, and we share the different moments of happiness, joy together. And upon the graduation, each of us took a different path of life. And Jackie, to continue her studies, she went to France, attended the University of La Sorbonne, one of the famous universities of France, and there she met Mr. Nguyễn Văn Bông, her future husband. After the tragic death of her husband, Mr. Nguyễn Văn Bông, professor and well-known scholar and dean of the National Institute of Administration, Jackie did not let her down. She worked hard, lived up her spirit to build a new chapter of her life. With the exodus in 1975, the Vietnamese people left the country So did Jackie and her children. She chose America as her home, despite a hard life for the beginners. She strived hard to pursue her studies, attend the universities, and get the degree of bachelor degree and master degree. We, as friends of Jackie, we are very concerned about her well-being, like to all of our friends. And we always got in touch with each other every moment. I would say at this moment, we would like to thank Mr. Wright to be a good husband, caring for his wife, give her a lot of support during the good or the bad times. Jackie for us is a symbol of courage, strength, perseverance, kindness, friendship in work as in life. For the past 67 years, we always love each other, and it will be a lot more in the future. And thank you, Mr. Wright, for taking care of my dear friend. And I wish you, all of you, have a wonderful and pleasant evening. Thank you. We thank you, Lacey, for taking care of our good friend.
You know, a few years ago, the LA Times newspaper ran an article titled 3 Generations of Women and Their Journeys Toward Political Activism, telling the story of Jackie along with her daughter and granddaughter, and how it is that these women have it in their blood to do community, social, and political campaigning type work. I'd like to invite up Miss Annie Wright. Miss Annie Wright is unfortunately under the weather and not able to be with us tonight, so we wish her well. Okay, at this point, we'd like to invite up a former student of Dr. Nguyễn from the National Institute of Administration to come up. Mr. Ngọc Diệp, are you in the house?
Ladies and gentlemen, in the name of former students of the National Institute of Public Administration in South Vietnam, I respectfully wish Mr. Jackie BØNG-WRIGHT a happy birthday and young forever. In this case, I would like to say something about my old director of my school in Vietnam, Professor Nguyễn Văn Bông. After studying in France and entering into doctorate degrees, he used his short time in Vietnam to do so many things. In the midst of a war, he tried to build a democracy in the developing country that will fight for life. He established the Progressive Nationalist Movement, a legal opposition party, and he trained his students in the belief that a royal opposition would enter back of democracy. A novel idea at the time in Vietnam. After being asked by the president to become prime minister in the new government, he was assassinated by 2 Viet Cong terrorists. Had he lived, things might have turned out differently. Now, more than half a century since his death, his bold spirit is still respected by current generation, both inside Vietnam and abroad. Thank you for letting me remind him tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ngọc. Now, I've got to ask Jackie this question. Jackie, I understand that you met Mr. Nguyễn Văn Bông in Paris, right? You were going to college there, and he also attended the Sorbonne University. What was it about him that impressed you?
It's a hard question. He was a very simple, very humble person. And he came from Gò Công, where all my parents and grandparents were from. So we had a common denominator. And when I asked him what he wanted to do with Vietnam, he said that he wanted to teach. Me too, I wanted to teach. So both himself and me, he became a professor of law and political science. And I went back to Vietnam and I taught French at the French Institute and at many other schools.
Thank you, Jackie. Now, I read that Mr. Nguyễn Văn Bông didn't come from a well-to-do family, but yet he was a self-starter in that he would work hard labor jobs with long hours to put himself through school. Now, that impressed me very much, and I bet that impressed you as well. All right, continuing with the program, our next speaker that I would like to invite up is Mr. Frank Snepp. Mr. Frank Snepp is a journalist and a former chief strategy analyst at the U.S. Embassy in Saigon. He served in Vietnam from 1969 to 1975. He was one of the last Americans to leave the U.S. Embassy in Saigon. He is author of the book, Decent Interval, an Insider's Account to Saigon's Indecent End, which tells of the harrowing escape and evacuation in 1975. Now he's here to talk to us about more pleasant things. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Frank Snepp.
I don't know about pleasant things, but I do know this, and I will share a couple of thoughts and not be too long about it. Lacey was very clear about that. You know, like the brave Ukrainian people, the South Vietnamese distinguished themselves by battling an aggressor who thought that a shared cultural and racial heritage justified a war of conquest across national borders. And one of the heroes of the struggle against them was Professor Bông, a great hero. Many of you, most of you know about him. Some of you may be his former students. And we all know that he was the walking proof that you could criticize the Saigon government, you could call for reform and press for it, and you could still be a patriot. So important. And you know this better than I. President Nguyen Van Thieu finally realized this himself, and in 1971, as you know, he invited the professor to join him in forming a new government. The next day, the professor's enemies murdered him. But his spirit did not die. He remained a symbol of what is best and was best in the South Vietnamese people, a dedication to freedom, common decency, and a love of the land. He symbolized all of that. So as we gather this evening, and I'm so happy to be here, as we gather this evening to celebrate Jackie's continued youth.
I'm 82 now.
No, don't say that. That makes me way down the road. But as we are to celebrate her youth, we should remember and revere her fellow hero, Professor, her husband, because he represented what's best in all of us. All of us. And one more thing, her current partner, Lacey Wright, while a member of the U.S. Embassy community in Saigon, worked year after year on behalf of the South Vietnamese people. And during the last days of the war, at great peril to himself, Lacey saved countless Vietnamese refugees by making sure they got aboard the last outbound aircraft. Well,
So
Jackie?
Lacey is my hero.
Well, I was going to say, Jackie, you know how to pick your heroes, and you've done it twice. Okay?
Thank you so much, Frank.
And now we would like to invite Mr. Nghiêm Phu Phat to the stage. Mr. Phat is an accomplished musician and a music instructor in the Vietnamese community in Southern California. Back in the days prior to 1975, he was also an English teacher at the Vietnamese American Association, where Jackie was Director of Cultural Activities.
Kính thưa quý vị, kính thưa quý anh chị và các bạn. Trước tiên là tôi phải nói một cái lời chúc, vì hôm nay là cái ngày gọi là mừng sinh nhật của Jackie. Thứ nhất là chúc bạn vui vẻ với tất cả các bạn hữu trong cộng đồng. Thứ nhì là bạn có được cái niềm vui, đó là hạnh phúc đối với gia đình. Và thứ ba là chúc bạn luôn luôn có sức khỏe để còn tiếp tục cái sự nghiệp và bạn đã mơ ước và muốn làm từ cái hồi mà tôi có cái hân hạnh được gặp bạn ở Hội Việt Mỹ. First of all, I would like to say my best wishes with many happy returns to her great birthday today. Từ lúc nãy giờ là tất cả mọi người đã nói nhiều về Jackie BôNG rồi. Bây giờ tôi nói thêm nữa là dư. Nhưng mà tôi chỉ có thể nói một chút cái cơ duyên nào mà tôi gặp Jackie BôNG. Đó là vào khoảng những ngày đầu của thập niên 70 thì phải, 72, 73 gì đó. I had a chance to meet Jackie about, the first day of, I would say the first month or first year of a decade of 1970. Mà lúc đó thì tôi được biết là Jackie BôNG hình như, bây giờ bạn phải xác nhận lại, hình như bạn ở trong cái Board of Directors của Hội Việt Mỹ.
Dạ thưa Chủ tịch Hội Việt Mỹ, hồi đó tôi được bầu, lúc đó tôi mới có 28 tuổi.
Các bạn thấy không, một người hồi đó coi như là người con gái mới lớn, bây giờ thì không phải là phụ nữ già nữa, nhưng mà coi như là mới 28 tuổi mà được bầu vào coi như là chủ tịch của Hội Việt Mỹ. Hội Việt Mỹ là một cái private organization mà nơi đó nó có hai cái bộ phận hoạt động. Bộ phận thứ nhất là văn hóa xã hội và bộ phận thứ hai là giáo dục. I learned that Vietnamese American Association would run with the sponsorship of the U.S. Embassy. Before, I didn't know that when I joined it as a member, when I finished high school. But after a while, I tried to help Miss Elizabeth White, and before her, Mr. Murphy, as the director of cultural and social welfare and activities. Up to 1968, I joined Hội Việt Mỹ again with the title teacher of English until the last day of the regime. Và tôi còn nhớ cái ngày mà tôi dạy cái lớp học ở Hội Việt Mỹ mà trái bom thả vào dinh độc lập vào một cái ngày tháng 4. Thì đúng lúc bây giờ tôi được lệnh là phải giải tán và coi như từ đó Hội Việt Mỹ đóng cửa luôn. Trở lại cái câu chuyện của Jackie Bông, thì với tư cách là một người trong cái board of directors, Jackie Bông được sắp xếp và bổ nhiệm để thay cho bà Elizabeth White từ lúc bây giờ hết nhiệm kỳ trở về Mỹ để làm directors of social and cultural activities. Và lúc bây giờ, vì tôi là một người rất ưa thích sinh hoạt âm nhạc, cho nên gần như, tôi không dám nói là tất cả, gần như, tức là hầu hết những cái sinh hoạt về văn hóa xã hội, lúc bây giờ tôi được Hội Việt Mỹ giao cho cái vai trò là giúp cho cái bộ phận đó để mà run làm sao cho nó có kết quả và hữu hiệu. Đó là cái dịp mà tôi được làm việc với Jackie Bông một cách thường xuyên và tích cực. Cái điều mà tôi có thể kể ở đây cho các bạn nghe, ở đây nói với người Việt Nam thì dễ hơn nói với người Mỹ, về một cái sinh hoạt gọi là coffee hour của Hội Việt Mỹ, mà hồi đó tôi đã đề nghị để làm. Cái coffee hour là một cái activity mà lúc bây giờ tôi được cái phòng của Jackie Bông hồi đó chịu trách nhiệm này, giao cho để tổ chức một cái buổi sinh hoạt cho học viên của Hội Việt Mỹ, trong đó có học trò của tôi, được có dịp đến đó để ca hát, để nói chuyện, để practice speaking English. Mà cái đó là cái mục đích chính mà hồi đó tôi nhắm tới. Bởi vì tôi biết rằng học viên Hội Việt Mỹ học rất nhiều nhưng nói được chẳng bao nhiêu hết. Đó là sự thật. Và cái điều này nói bởi vì Jackie Bông không có chịu trách nhiệm bên đó. Cái trách nhiệm bên phía đó là của ông John Green và một số những giáo sư khác nữa, mà có thể ở đây cũng có thể có một vài bạn đã từng dạy họ đó chăng. Và tôi xin kết luận, bởi vì nói nữa là dư đó. Cảm ơn Jackie Bông, cảm ơn Lacey Wright đã cho tôi một cái cơ hội được hướng dẫn cho hai bạn ấy hát trong những cái ngày tháng vừa rồi. Mà lẽ ra hôm nay tôi sẽ đàn cho Lacey hát 2 bài để tặng Jackie Bông. Nhưng tôi đến đây thì anh bảo cho tôi biết là anh đang cảm nặng cho nên anh hát không được. Và tôi cũng nói với anh rằng là may quá tôi đàn, chứ nếu anh bảo tôi hát tôi cũng không hát được. Bởi vì các bạn thấy giọng nói của tôi cái này cũng là rất là bệnh. Một lần nữa xin cảm ơn Lacey và Jackie đã cho tôi có cơ hội đến đây. Cảm ơn tôi.
And I see that the restaurant has started serving dinner, so we wish you good and healthy appetite. And now we'd like to invite up Mr. Nguyễn Kim Bình, who's Vice President of the Vietnamese Community Association of Southern California. You know, the fall of Saigon in '75 created an exodus of Vietnamese people fleeing the homeland in search of freedom. And we're very thankful to America who opened her arms to welcome the refugees. And today, there are 2.2 million Vietnamese people residing in America. And the largest concentration is here in the state of California.
Hello everyone, and it's great to see a lot of our friends, Jackie's friends and my friends here. So I guess just to not to take too much time, many of you have known her for maybe 50, 60 years. For myself and most of my friends in my generations, I remember I first met her about 15 years ago. And I only know the part of her that is the activist. So we met at one of the events for Vietnam Human Rights Network, which we are both members. So she asked me to recognize some of the guests here. First of all, Mr. Dr. Nguyễn Bá Tùng, who is the president of the Vietnam Human Rights Network. We met together, all of us. And also all of the members of the Vietnam Human Rights Network, chị Tâm An, chị Hồn Nhiên, and many of them. That's how we know her for the last 15 years. She's been an activist for a longer than that. And the network has been around for 25 years. But I remember the first time I met her, it was about 15 years, when you came back from Laos during the vacation. And the thing that I remember most about her is that when I started talking to her, she actually listened to me. Because I guess in Vietnamese culture, she belongs to another generation. So usually, we are the ones who have to listen. But in her case, she was actually listening to me. And many years later, from all of the friends of my generation, like Francis and Chilaman, we all have that feeling. We talked to her, and she talked to us like one of the equals. So that gave me a really strong impression. I should call her Go Jackie by age as an aunt, but I felt like she's more like an older sister. I think most of my friends here feel the same way. And then we also worked together in the Assembly for Democracy in Vietnam with Mr. Nguyễn Thanh Hà. I don't know if he's in the house. And then one of the biggest projects that she has been involved in during the last few years, and it was the symposium on the Vietnam War that she organized 3 years ago. And I remember Dr. Võ Đình Hữu was there to preside over the symposium. So that's the part of her that I know. Eventually, she moved here. I started to know her children and grandchildren. And I know that Lacey is coming up, so not to take too much time, but you probably know this, but my friends and I can attest to this, that your grandmother is one of your biggest advocates, and we all know you from her. So here is Lacey Lu, the next generation.
Lacey Lu Nguyễn Wright, Jackie's granddaughter. She was also featured in the LA Times article about the 3 generations of women who just have a knack for politics and leadership. Now, Lacey Lu in 2019 had worked on the then Senator Kamala Harris presidential campaign, and she is currently Associate Director for Build Power, which is an organization that connects people in Hollywood, because we know how influential they are to political organizers. So Lacey Lu.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you for that introduction. But in truth, everything that I've done in politics or in entertainment has been so largely inspired by my grandmother. She is probably the most determined and resilient person I've ever known in my entire life, and she inspires me every day to work harder and overcome every obstacle that I face. I think so many of you know she came to the US with 3 kids under the age of 12. She had gotten married before she got her bachelor's, and she did not let that stop her at all. When she was 41, you went back to Johns Hopkins for your master's, going to school with kids who were my age. and still came out top of her class and absolutely brilliant. My grandmother has been changing the world from the beginning. She advocated to change French laws around contraceptives for women. In the US, she has gone to Congress and she has lobbied against human trafficking. And every time she is pushed down, she always comes back higher. And it's something that has always pushed me to make me better and stronger. And I just love you every day for how you inspire me.
Thank you, Lacey Lou. And now, we save the best for last. Mr. Lacey Wright, please come up. Now, this gentleman has had a long career as a Foreign Service officer at the State Department. He served as a political officer in Vietnam during the war. He's also held some major diplomatic posts in countries such as Italy, Jamaica, and Brazil. Now, you two have been married for, 46 years? Do I have that right? 46 long years, folks. And Jackie has indicated that Lacey has helped her to regain hope and to bounce back after she's had to leave everything to come to a new country and start anew. So we thank Lacey for that. Lacey, please wish happy birthday to your lovely wife.
Happy birthday. Thank you very much. And oh, it's not too long. Don't worry. Don't worry. In fact, our Master of Ceremonies has been so good, and the other speakers have been so good, that they've stolen all my material. There's not much left for me to say. But I will say three things. First of all, as you've already heard, Jackie is the most determined, hard-working person that I have ever known in my life. You've already heard that at age 40, she went back to the university for her master's degree. And I can attest that she studied long into the night, every night, to do it. In all of her many endeavors, she's done the same thing, working as hard as necessary to get things right. She says she learned that from the French nuns at Couvent des Oiseaux. Whatever you do it jusqu'au bout, right till the end. Secondly, Jackie and I, during our diplomatic career, served in 7 countries in Asia, Europe, and Latin America, and the Caribbean. And wherever we went, Jackie was a star. Sometimes she worked at the embassy, whether interviewing people seeking U.S. visas, or as a liaison officer with other embassies and local organizations. Within the diplomatic community, she was well known for her involvement in charitable work. In Jamaica, the mayor of Kingston, the capital, awarded her the key to the city. Jackie was only the 2nd foreigner to get that honor. The first was General Colin Powell, and she hosted countless dinners and other gatherings for ambassadors and important visitors, including a lunch in Brazil for Henry Kissinger, all done with her usual elegance and finesse. Finally, although Jackie has long been an American citizen, she has always been the staunchest Vietnamese you can imagine. Whether in Washington, lobbying for Vietnamese prisoners, or living abroad. In Milan, Italy, in 1977, she befriended a group of Vietnamese students sent to Italy to study, but stranded there when Saigon fell. She invited them to our house and helped them in different ways. One of them is here tonight, Mr. CHÚC. And if you have a hankering to practice your Italian, you can drop over and talk to him. In Bangkok, in the mid-1980s, Jackie organized many trips to Suan Plu Immigration Prison, where Vietnamese refugees were incarcerated under nasty conditions for lack of documents. She became their lifeline to the outside world and raised funds to pay their fines. And back here in the US, as I don't need to repeat to this audience, Jackie has played a part in the whole gamut of Vietnamese causes, from human trafficking to human rights in Vietnam, to registering Vietnamese Americans to vote. In fact, she's signed up 4,000 of them over 10 years, and for that received some 30 national and international awards. That is a record I know she is very proud of. And now, ladies and gentlemen, one last thing. Jackie has a favorite song, and all through our marriage, when this song is played, her eyes light up. Unfortunately, my hoarseness this evening is not going to permit me to sing this song. And so, what I am going to ask you to do is to pretend that I have just sung La Vie en Rose, that I have made a spectacular success of it, that Jackie loved it, and that you liked it too.
Okay, please stay right here. Something that I forgot to do earlier, so right now I'm going to ask all the Couvent ladies, all of the alumni of Couvent des Oiseaux to stand up at your table so that you can be recognized. Please stand up, Couvent ladies. Thank you for being here with us tonight. Okay, and now I would like to invite to the stage Erlinda Dương. Erlinda is going to sing not La Vie en Rose, but a song that the couple has chosen as their first dance. Okay, the song is Autumn Leaves, and the original Les Feuilles Mortes by the Hungarian composer Joseph Kosma. So Erlinda is going to sing the English lyrics.
Yeah, I would like to introduce to you the most important woman in California. She is the president of the Vietnamese American community in California. Please give her a big hand.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, the distinguished guests. I'm very happy to be here tonight with you guys, and thank you very much, Mr. Lacy Wright and Mrs. Jackie. Give me a chance to come to your wonderful party birthday. So I would like to say happy birthday to wonderful lady. The Autumn Leaves, I know everybody know the song, so I will sing for the first stand.
The falling hills drip by the window.
autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days roll long. I swear I'll hear winter song, but I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall, chiều vàng nghiêng nắng, mùa thu xa vắng, chiều vàng là kỷ niệm ngày xưa, nụ hôn nồng ấm, một trời thương nhớ, vòng tay ôm ấm, ta vẫn mong chờ. To fall asleep, goodbye to winter, but I miss you, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall, the falling leaves drip by the window. The autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days roll long. I soon I'll hear winter song, but I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall, then I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to Xin cảm ơn quý vị. Thank you.
Okay, next we have a demonstration of Qigong exercise by Dr. Phạm Gia Cổ and his students. Dr. Phạm Gia Cổn, are you in the house? A 9th degree black belt. He's a grandmaster of Hapkido, Taekwondo, and master of Vietnam Kung Fu. Now he invented the Qigong exercise that he calls Hoàng Hạc, which means golden crane. The gentle movements are based on 4 principles: press, circle, stretch, and release. And these exercises are supposed to help enhance the body's immunity system, as well as calm the mind and reduce stress. So Dr. Phạm Gia Cổn, you're going to give us a demonstration of Qigong Hoàng Hạc.
Đấy là bài căn bản 7 thế. Nếu mà tập cái căn bản không đó thì cũng đủ khỏe rồi. Tuy nhiên một thời gian thấy rằng cần thêm thì bây giờ tôi trình bày một bài thứ hai, 18 thế. Nó có những cái thế khác nhau, 2 tay ngược nhau. Thì đó bài số 2, 18 thế. Giờ quý vị chuẩn bị bài số 2 nhé. Bắt đầu 18 thế tiếp tục. Đại diện gia đình Hoàng Việt hôm nay tới đây: Phúc, Chánh, Linda, Lan Hương, Jackie Bông, Hồn Điên, Bội Ngọc, Nghiêm Phú Phát và giáo sư Mai. Xin kính chào quý vị.
We're going to have Dr. Võ Đình Hữu, who is the president of the Vietnamese Community Association in Pomona Valley, to come up, as well as chị Frances Thế Thủy. She is the board member of the Westminster School District. They have something to present to chị Jackie.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure today to come here for the birthday party of Jackie Bông. You know all of the story about her. We know already, so I don't have to say that. But why I came here today to say happy birthday to you? As you know, we came here in '75. I'm been the president of Vietnamese community in Pomra Valley since 1983. After that, I'm president of Vietnamese American Federation of USA. And now I'm the co-chairman of United Council of Vietnamese in homeland and overseas. So I knew her when I go to DC for the meeting, and even we went to United Nations in New York. But the relation increased more. Like in few years ago, when she started to have the Vietnam War Symposium Revisit, and at that time I was the president of Vietnamese Federation in USA. So she invited me to be the moderator for that symposium. That is a big event with many scholars, many former highly ranking of official American in Vietnam. But not only because of that, but her and Lacey hospitality. We had a long day in DC about the symposium, so I got very tired. I flew overnight, so I went there 7 o'clock in the morning, go to the symposium. So after that she said, Dr. Vo, if you're tired, go to my home and rest for a while before we go to dinner. That's why I went to her home, and it's very beautiful home. And she told me, go to the annual bedroom, guest bedroom to rest. So Lacey and her treat me very nice, and I never forget that. Okay, that's why I came here today. And then by chance, in April 29, a few months ago, I had my 72 birthday party, and I invited some friends, and then I know that Lacey and Jackie moving to California, so she attended my birthday party, and guess what? Today I attend her birthday party. It's a cycle, right? So to make a story short, happy birthday to Miss Jackie BØNG-WRIGHT, best wishes, and I'm sure many years to come. And I'm very glad to be here with her today. And she's lucky to have a very nice husband. Lacey, he's not here, but he's so nice. And I never forget the way you treat us in your house in DC. Here, your house in the Fountain Valley, I didn't know I didn't have a chance to go see that, But one thing, very young too, my niece is your classmate, Dong Thư, but she's not here today, So happy birthday again, and on the bird, please join us to say 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Thank you. Okay, now mời Thư Thị lên đây. She's a very important person in Westminster. Okay, so it's your turn. Okay, you have many gifts. Okay, go ahead.
Before I start this speech, may I ask Mr. Lacey Wright to come up here also? Lacey, Mr. Wright, please come up here. Hi, my name is Frances Nguyễn Thế Thủy. I'm the board member of Westminster School District. I'm here today because I have something similar with Mrs. Jackie BØNG-WRIGHT. She's been very active all her life, and we have something in common, fighting for freedom and human rights. When I was young, I always hear about Professor Nguyễn Văn Bông, a true patriot. As when he passed, he was remembered by many people. I was too young to know that, but listening to you, hearing you, what you have achieved, you have set example for other women like me. So a couple months ago, when we did a demonstration at Stanton, I can't believe that she came to help demonstrate and help the Ukraine people in bringing the Ukraine flag. Mrs. Nguyễn Văn Bông. I can't believe it. So anyway, today's your birthday. All that you achieved, cannot be really completed without Mr. Lacy Wright. So I have two gifts for you, one for her and one for you and her together from Kim Nhung SBT, and she has to go home, so she gave it to you. Okay, kính thưa quý vị, Francis Nguyễn Thế Thủy là Ủy viên giáo dục của học khu Westminster, nguyên cả thời trẻ. Francis đã đi sinh hoạt để tranh đấu cho Việt Nam và hướng dẫn giới trẻ ở một cái thế hệ kế tiếp. Và thế hệ kế tiếp đó là gì? Là những người trẻ cần học hỏi qua những người đi trước. Thì trong đó có bà Jackie BôNG-WRIGHT, và bà đã làm được nhiều việc để mà hướng dẫn cũng như làm gương cho giới trẻ. Với cái chương trình song ngữ Việt Mỹ ở Westminster, năm nay chúng tôi đã bắt đầu dạy lớp 7, lớp 8 chương trình song ngữ, và lễ nghiêng chương trình song ngữ đó có lịch sử Việt Nam. Thì trong tương lai, những gì bà Jackie Bông làm sẽ là một phần ở trong lịch sử đó và giới trẻ sẽ học hỏi. Thì hôm nay sinh nhật của bà Jackie Bông, Thế Thủy có một món quà rất là nhỏ nhưng rất có ý nghĩa xin tặng cho chị. Đây là tấm hình chúng tôi tham dự ngày ra mắt ban chấp hành của Tân Đại Việt. Bữa đó có 4 người phụ nữ, Erlinda, Thế Thủy và bà hình như Đặng Bích Ngọc ở bên Australia qua đại diện cho Tân Đại Việt luôn, và bà Jackie Bông đứng chung với nhau. Đây là một món quà gửi đến cho bà Jackie Bông. Happy birthday, vui tươi, trẻ trung, đầy nhiệt huyết, và xin chúc mừng một ngày sinh nhật rất là vui vẻ. This is for you, Mrs. Jackie Bông, but Mr. Wright get to hold it. So Kim Nhung didn't know what to get. She wants to present you this trophy for all of your achievement. In this trophy, she has all the candy that you can give her. I hope there's 82 candies, but I don't know if she counted. But for you, happy birthday for you being a great husband. Let's take this off.
Okay, you can tell Kim Nhung, thank you for Lacy and Jackie. Every time I came here to California from Washington, D.C., Kim Nhung had a show every week. This is the called Kim Nhung Show on SBT and DC. And she interviewed me many, many times. Every time I pass by, she interviewed me. And it's the political situation in Vietnam and in the US. And she was very great anchor and commentator. Thank you so much, Kim Nhung, on behalf.
Hey, Thủy, okay, I will relay that message to her.
Thank you.
Please hold. So we're going to have a line dancing demonstration by Miss Sandy, who teaches line dancing at Mao Square Park, to the song Scooting, something about boots, shaking. So we're gonna see a lot of shaking boots, folks.
All out, making it shake, doing the boot scoot boogie. Yeah, yeah, oh, she know, come on, baby, let's go, boot scoot. Oh, Cadillac, blackjack, baby, meet me out back, we're gonna boogie. Get down, turn around, go to town, boot scoot boogie. Oh, you know, she know, come on, baby, let's go, boot scoot.
line dancing team. You have so much energy. Thun, who is also alumni, and she's going to sing Serenata, a song by the Italian composer Enrico Tosei, and she's going to sing Vietnamese lyrics Chiều Tà by Phạm Duy, and she's going to be accompanied by Mr. Võ Tá Hân. Mr. Võ Tá Hân is actually a banker, an international banker, but he took up music as a serious hobby, and he certainly is serious because he has composed hundreds of songs. He has published numerous CDs, and so please enjoy their performance. Chiều Tà.
Mời quý vị nghe bài Chiều Tà. Bài này Jacqueline muốn tôi hát, thành tôi phải hát. Cái thiệt đây quý vị cũng biết bà Jacqueline là cũng lớn tuổi rồi, mà dám lên sân khấu là rất là cao đẳng.
Lắng trong tiếng chiều ngân, nhạc giang siêu ái ân, người hỡi như mãi cung đào, năm tháng phôi tàn duyên kiếp vẫn còn lơ là. Đã quên hết sầu chưa, lời này là tiếng xưa quỳ ra dưới nắng phai mờ, bên gối yêu thơ ôi tiếng tư tình mong chờ. Chiều em đưa duyên về người, đàn chiêng bia nắng tiếng sau đời. Người hỡi đến bên tôi nghe lời giao xuyên những chuyện thần tiên. Niềm mơ xưa là đâu, cho ta nâng niu lời ca. Chiều mà không gian hư hững quá thế nào, chiều mưa bến sông xa đừng chờ. Xin hãy lắng nghe bao lời thơ chiều tà.
This is the Vietnamese song, bài Tango cho em của tác giả Hoàng Nguyên. Một bài tango anh viết cho riêng em, để hồ lâng lâng theo những nhạc êm. Trong nhớ thương sâu dài thêm, trôi bước qua bên thương giấc anh gợi bên em. Dòng nhạc êm như lá thu bay bay, nụ cười hôm nào vẫn còn đây. Môi mắt xưa đây còn đây, anh muốn sao gì đã say cho hết em tình. Yêu em như sóng tràn, tựa ngàn non cao tựa biển lớn. Yêu em như cung đàn, yêu tiếng hát lời thơ. Một bài tango anh viết cho riêng em, để tặng cho em yêu tình yêu. Em sẽ nghe muôn vì sao soi sáng cho ta tình yêu.
Diệu Trang is going to sing the English lyrics, My Way. We know that this song was made famous by Frank Sinatra in the 60s. Now Diệu Trang is going to do it better than Frank Sinatra, I'm sure.
Today, with all the great things that Tata Jackie has done, I think she, more than anyone, deserves to do things her way. Of course, it is with the support of Tông Lacey, but I'm sure a lot of times she has done it her way. now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friends, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full, I've traveled each and every highway, but more, much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, but more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all and I stood tall and did it my way.
Khi nắng nhẹ vướng trên lưng đồi, xa vẫn miền quê bao năm rồi, để gặp em ngây thơ duyên dáng. Hôm xưa tiếng anh đời cuối làng, khi tới đâu con tim rộn ràng, bao kỷ niệm xưa chưa phai tàn, mà làng quê hôm nay sao vui quá, lần lần như lá vào rừng hoa. Tôi trước có phút nghe rằng giặc đàn qua thôn xóm, leo bao đau thương bao điều tàn từng ngày anh vắng xa. thôn xa xưa thành đừng rồi tình ta lên câu hát như gió rơi bên thềm như làng nước cháy. Em nhớ mình yêu nhau muôn đời anh giữ gìn biên phương xa làng quê hôm nay sao vui quá lần lần như lạc vào rừng hoa.
Gió bay từ muôn phía tới đây ngập hồn anh rồi tình lên chưa vơi thuyền anh một lá ra khơi về em phong kín như mây trời đêm đêm ngồi chờ sáng mơ anh. Mộng nữa cũng là không ta quen nhau mùa xuân ta yêu nhau mùa xuân ta xa nhau mùa đông và rồi tình tàn theo mùa thu. Anh còn nhớ em nói rằng sao mùa thu lá vẫn rơi sao mùa thu lá cứ bay. Em ơi có hoa nào không tàn có trời nào không mây có tình nào không phai.
I saw the light on the night that I passed by her window. I saw the flickering shadow of love on her blind. She was my woman. As she deceived me, I was and without my mind. Break of day when that man drove away, I was waiting. I crossed the street to her house and she opened the door. She stood behind me. I felt the knife in my hand and she laughed no more. Why
still mine. I need your love. I need your love. God, speak your love to me. Lonely riverside, wait for me, wait for me. I'll be coming home, wait for me. And oh, my love, my darling, I've come for your touch. Lonely time goes by so slowly, and I can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. God, speak your love to me.
Thank you, chị Jackie and chị Linh Hà, and now chị Victoria Lệ Uyên, and Saving All My Love for You. Please come on up. And this is the last song of the program before we cut the cake, because there is a birthday cake. So please stay for the cake cutting.
And I love you so. The people ask me how I live tonight. I told them I don't know. I guess they understand how lonely life is. But life began again the day you took my hand. And yes, I know how lonely life can be. The shadows follow me. And I love you so. The people ask me how I live tonight. I told them I don't know. I guess they understand how lonely life is been. But life began again the day you took my hand. And yes, I know how lonely life can be. The shadows follow me, and the night won't set me free.
Well, I didn't have any remarks prepared for the cake cutting. However, I think what would be appropriate for me to say would be how grateful Jackie and I are for your having come out tonight to help celebrate Jackie's birthday. Most of the time in the past 46 years or so, of course, we have celebrated her birthday, but usually not with 150 people. And so tonight is a big departure from that. And we were happy to have so many different kinds of people, from our relatives, our granddaughter, our other relatives, our good friends, classmates of Jackie, all kinds of people. And it really did represent her life. And so we are really, really grateful that all of you have come, and we hope to see all of you again in the coming weeks and months of our stay in California. So thank you again very much.
Mà kiếm dạ tràng